get the wiggies cause I'm off to the hole in the road. I'm walking off school and I'm off to the city, watching telly all night and I'm not looking pretty. See, I got this job downtown, selling knocked off ladies watches for £1. For a really dodgy man that I met in a dodgy cafe. You know, he said to me, the girl who sold these yesterday wasn't selling very carefully. Police came along and took her and all my watches away. So if you see some coppers, you grab my stuff and leg it, boy, right away. I'll be in the cafe. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. So it's been a few hours and I haven't sold enough for my bus fare home. Street selling's pretty tough, so I turn on the charm for the lunchtime rush with a smile and a wiggle on my schoolboy touch. So the charm is working in the underground. There's a crowd of men and women gather round, and the watches they are going, the money is a flowing. Think I'll touch a little extra, stick it in my pocket, spend you later. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I haven't sold a watch for an hour and I'm dying for a slash. I've had enough of this, so I'm off for a piss. Then a quick walk back round to the cafe. Sitting at his table drinking tea, looks at me suspiciously. Then with a glance at the watch he says, how did you do? He paid me a couple of quid, then he said, would you like to come and work another day? I said I'd come back down on Friday, and to that he said okay. So with £2 in my pocket and another 5 in my shoe, I nipped down to Castle Market where a man who looks like Leo Sayer is selling pots with cockles and prawns. You make me feel like dancing. Then off back to dinner on the Wiggies and then home. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way.
Just a boy from Sheffield making his way through life. That is me, Jason Holmes. Good evening. Welcome to Raconteurs News After Dark. It is it's Friday, 29th of July 2022. I'm getting a bit of feedback from you, Jim. I'm getting feedback from you, mate. I can hear myself coming through.
I forgot, man. I forgot that I had the because I opened up the YouTube channel to post a link over to a friend, and I forgot it because I was there. I was thinking, fucking hell, why am I getting the fucking feed that sounded like a feedback loop? So I was here thinking, what's going on?
No problem at all. Anyway, I just thought there we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Raconteurs News After Dark with myself, Jason Holmes, and of course my new sidekick. Although somebody's had a few words of perhaps warning for you on the comments, saying that I'd gone through Andy, Ade, Webby, Owen Lloyd Martin, and Annie Logical throughout my time. So 5 people. So he said people should enjoy you while you're still here. But listen, it's not. I don't do it on purpose, honestly. But anyway, how are you, mate? How's your week been?
I'm good, like, and interesting warning, like, but do you know what? I'm not really here for any ulterior motives. I'm here to help Jay out. He was looking for somebody to bounce off. So, look, I'm quite willing to put myself out there. And look, it'll work or it won't work, and that's okay. You know, it's no big fucking deal. If it dies a sad death, it dies a sad fucking death. Such is the nature of things.
Yes, well, it won't die. It won't die a sad death anyway, because we'll just hang on to the very last listener till it's just me, you, and one listener. Probably Dinny.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I could just see it, like me, you, Dinny, like, you know, on a private stream, like drinking our fucking bollocks off, like, and talking about the end of the world, and like we'll still be hearing about what's the fucking point.
Yeah. Oh, fuck him, man. Fuck him, Jason. Anyway, let's say hello to some people in the chat room. Good evening to Spanish Chicken. Good evening, Paula, as well. Thank you for the text message you just sent me before the show. Lovely. I'm glad everything's okay. Good with you. Good evening, Mia Media Mogul as well. Dennis Carr, Dinny, of course. Robert, L Freedom UK will be talking about his show in just a bit as well. Evening to you, Robert. Kendo Taylor, Spanish Chicken, Dinny, everybody, Kitty as well, Kitty 21, evening Kitty 21. Very, very sorry about the other night when you came on the after show, but unfortunately you do see some things when you ain't got a gun. The sights you see when you ain't got your gun is all I can say. And some things you can never unsee. Yeah, as well. Well, early tonight, he says. He says, I can't. You know, I don't know. They say, well, early tonight. Well, welcome along, early or not. And hello to everybody who's listening as well, who's perhaps not taking part in the chat room tonight. We know that there are people that just want to sit along and listen to me and Jimmy talking crap. And that's what we're going to do tonight, aren't we? But first things first. Let's just talk about what happened on the after show on Tuesday. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, we do the after show. So I put the link in at the end of the show, and then we stop on for a while. I stop on for a while, but it's mostly other people talking. It's not me. It's everyone else just having a chat and what have you. And Uni was there as usual. And he went off and did something and came back and didn't realize. Well, I'm hoping he didn't realize that his webcam were on, but he came and flashed all his junk everywhere and started waving his knob in front of the camera. They were unbelievable. He just sort of walked past. Have you ever seen? If you watch Family Guy, have you ever seen where Peter Griffin's naked? It looked just like that, but he kept getting his. He got his thing out and he were waggling it in front of terrible. But I do apologise to everyone who were there. What did you think to it, Jimmy? I mean, it were quite. Well, it had some girth on it, didn't it? But it weren't very long. Was it? A bit stubby, a bit like an acorn.
It was a little bit surprising, to say the least. I wasn't expecting that, and I just feel sorry for Kitty. Who, you know, like it's all right if it's just a bunch of lads, like, you know, it's okay, we're just a lad thing, like, but poor Kitty had to see that, and that was like the sad thing about it. But look, you know.
Yeah, never mind. Listen, don't let it put you off. I only had my shirt off. He says, fucking, it's just that you never had any fucking underpants on in first place, did you? Honestly, he went here al fresco. He got no knickers on or all, and it just like strolling past. You know, it was banging from side to side. Then he started doing windmill. You know, and it's not. That's not a sight, is it? That you want to see Uni doing? You've seen Uni, haven't you? You don't really want to see him windmilling on your camera. You know, but yeah. Anyway, unfortunately for himself, Robert had missed it, but he'd gone already. So, well, you missed a trick there. I also want to mention this behind me as well. Raconteurs News. There you go. It's me in space, and Dinny's there as well, going beep 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 beep. Thank you, Tony, non-violent extremist, for that. It's brilliant. I love it. I just wish I should have positioned it so my head weren't, you know, so I could be. Can you do it look same?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, just shift a little bit to your left.
yeah. If I do that, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, cheers for that, Tony. He always does great ones, and I love him. I tried to get it on Tuesday night, but I couldn't get it to myself onto where I needed it to be before I started. I didn't see it till too late.
That one he put up the other day, Jason, where just on Telegram, was it yesterday, with Klaus Schwab and Obama, and there was a load of characters in it, like, and they were all sort of invading. I think what was his name from Canada? Trudeau was in it as well too, and they were all there in their sort of like female bathing suits and bikinis, making it out with each other. That was funny. That was really fun. And Putin with tattoos and a big ass and a bikini on. That was brilliant.
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
I'm going to try get that one. I'm going to try get that one.
Send it to myself now. If you carry on,
okay.
I'll send it to yourself.
Yeah. No, it's fine, man. But yeah, Tony's doing some excellent stuff with the memes. I have to say, I got a chuckle out of a lot of them. You know, it's like, and I don't like them all. But I'll tell you what, he comes up with some special ones. Like that one the other day. I should have saved it, but I had a chance. You know, should have saved that one. But it's cool. I can just rewind in Telegram, and it'll be there. You know, hopefully anyway, as long as they don't decide to kick Telegram off our interzones. But I don't think that's going to happen, because you know what, Telegram is a great place, because we're all corralled into Telegram these days, and it's the perfect place where the powers to be can keep a very, very close eye on us. You know, and I have a very, very interesting story about this type of would you call it spying? Could you call it spying, or you know, how the authorities spy on the people and what they're doing with their data? So I've got an interesting report that came out there during the week about certain company, and I won't go into it now, but we'll get into it in a little while, that do collect this data and pass it on to secondary parties for use, and to drive division and despair among the population, you know. So that should be an interesting one, I hope, anyway.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, it sounds like it. Non-violent extremists said we've been kettled into Telegram and such social media. Yeah, they're always kettling us into somewhere. I preferred the old days when it were forums. Then you knew it were almost as if you got your own little area, and you could post what you wanted, and people would come in and try and cause trouble like they do anywhere, everywhere. But yeah, forums I think were better. I think we were better. I think social media has fucking murdered a lot of and not just this sort of stuff, talking about different things and having different opinions. I think it's stifled everything, every single fiber of people's beings, particularly millennials and people who are coming of age now, who have not really had any real social interaction and really wouldn't know what to do if they met a stranger. Which is probably what a lot of them getting a thick ear and things like that, because they don't really know how to talk to people. But yeah, okay, we'll look forward to that. I wanted to talk about Robert's show. Robert, I did a show on Wednesday, and I got it on in background. We were decorating here, so I got it. Well, I weren't decorating, obviously. Decorating. Jesus Christ, I've got a wife.
That sounds very, very racist.
It is very racist, yeah. It is racist. I don't know how it's racist, but it definitely is, yeah.
White supremacy, definitely. It stinks of white supremacy.
It is white. You're going non-ginger supremacy, I think we'll call it. I got my little, my wife. I'll just shut my mouth because she's behind me. Yeah. There are things to hand, and I am fucking quite vulnerable here because I ain't even got my green screen anymore to back me up. So, yeah.
She might give you a tip at the butt of the lug.
Yeah, she just nicks my leg. She does that, She's done that before, I was in garden, right? I was in garden on my wheelchair, and I got onto the floor because I was like like doing something low down on near ground, and she took my fucking wheelchair away and ran off with it. So I had to like crawl in I had to like slither in like a slug, you know. I had to do, you know, that move they do, what they call it, the worm, the dancing thing that they used to do. I had to do that into house, you know, up ramp. And I were in, yeah. My glasses, I brought my glasses and all. It were an outrage, honestly, the things that, you know, happened to me.
Imagine if she was really nasty, right? And she shaved about 10 mil off your prosthetic, and you ended up having to limp around. You said, "What the fuck happened here? Did my leg grow or something?"
Sometimes, you know, sometimes I think, yeah, you shouldn't be getting her ideas. Fucking hell, I'm vulnerable enough as it is. Yeah. She's done shit before like that, you know. She's I've not even got it up here. There's a picture of me stuck in my fucking lift halfway up once. See, that's dead easy. All you got to do is get under it, and then sensors all go off and everything, and it stops. So no, she don't really. I'm only kidding. Don't find it extremely says he's not saying.
Hopefully she won't turn the sensors off and you get... You shouldn't let me on this show, Jake.
No. What were we talking? Oh yeah, we were talking about Robert's show anyway. Yeah, we were decorating. That's right. I was. No, not support. I weren't a supporting role. I weren't really supporting you. I mean, you don't need any support. You're, you know, a strong, independent woman. But what our delegating. Let's just say I delegated, shall we? I just sort of. I was watching then. Yeah, we'll call it watching. But yeah, we did some. So I was listening in background, got it on in background, and we were listening. And yeah, I thought it went well. I thought he did great. The piano bit at the beginning, you know, his lockdown thing is, as we know, I know what it's called because it's in program. But yeah, I thought it was great show, and I think people are going to be looking forward to that happening again, and hopefully it'll be doing it again soon enough. So, what were you? Did you watch?
Of course, I watched. I was a little bit later. I missed the first 15 minutes or so, but he was getting into his stride when I arrived. So. Yeah, I was curious to find out how he'd sort of deal with just being there alone, you know, because it's a tough station, man. You know, to be up there on talking to people and he done it for a whole 2 hours, man. It's just what the fuck, man. This guy is a natural. Holy fuck, you know.
I'll tell you, anybody who's watching who's never done this, and you try and sit and talk for 2 hours. You really struggle. You're really struggling to do, especially with me. I have a joint, so everything fucking falls out of my head anyway, and then new stuff comes in that's joint related, and I just say that. So because I've got an old thing written down here. I said to my missus, I'm going to write down some ideas for her, and it's flagging and stuff like that, and answer some of the questions that had been posed the last couple of weeks, and little points and that, and I said I'll never use it because I just never fucking do. I've got fucking tons of it, and I never use it because I always going off on a different tangent. But yeah, well done, Robert. It was absolutely fucking brilliant. So whenever you're ready, whenever you want, anyway, you know what to do. Set it all up himself. He learned everything to do everything, which is not easy. You just needed to pick another couple of. You had another couple of locations you could have picked. Like this, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch now live. And you just had YouTube, so if you click, you can have up to 3 on this one. So yeah, just you can do it. You can add one as well if you wanted to add your own place that you wanted it to go, your YouTube, whatever. But yeah, brilliant, absolutely fantastic, super. Look forward to that in the future. That is going to be Robert Health Freedom UK. He's going to be doing Dr. Robert, as we call him, but he's not really a doctor. We've got to point that out. Otherwise, people will go, "He's not really a doctor." You can't say that. People are idiots, aren't they? People are idiots.
Yeah, he actually encouraged me to go look because the topic came up about Marmite. and he was talking about vitamin. I think it was vitamin B12. Like, but he encouraged me to go look it up because I remember from memory that like there was a huge amount of various components to Marmite, like, you know, essential elements and stuff like that, minerals. He'd be able to talk about this much better, like, you know. But I was looking at, I pulled it up, like, you know, and about the nutritional information. It says Marmite is rich in B vitamins, including thiamine B1, riboflavin B2, and niacin, which is B3, and folic acid, which is B3, and also vitamin B12. And is only available through artificial enrichment. So I don't know what the fact that's about. Vitamin B12 is only available through artificial enrichment, you know. So I didn't realize that all these thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, and folic acid were all members of the vitamin B family. And it also went on to talk about like Marmite should be avoided if a person takes a MAOI antidepressant, which is monoamine oxidase inhibitors, right? A class of drugs that inhibit the activity of one or both monoamine oxidase. Fuck off. But anyway, antidepressants such as, and you talked about like phenelazine and tranexipamine, and I was just like, tranexipamine, hold on the fuck, man. You mean that there's sort of like antipsychotics that will turn you into a fucking tranny? Tranexipamine? Holy fuck. What's that about? Maybe he'll go into that at a different state. You know, I don't like the idea of tranexipamine, like, I'd be wary about that one.
Yeah, you don't want to be taking that, do you? Because if you do, you'll not be able to play rugby because rugby have just banned trans men becoming playing for against women's teams. So thumbs up rugby.
Unless, of course, you apply for a job at Manly.
At Manly, yes, at Manly. Yeah. But see, they don't want it either at Manly, which was my fucking stage name at one point for God knows what reason. Yeah. So rugby's done all right. Got rid of all that fucking nonsense. You don't want that anyway, do you? You don't want fake, because women's sport. Just think about women's sport. We've got England in Euro final. The England ladies in the Lionesses in the Euros final. And you don't, you know, that's going to be a sporting spectacle. No matter what you think of women's football, I'm not a big fan of women's football, and I probably won't watch it. But it's going to be a massive spectacle for a lot of people. And to have it fucking destroyed by mediocre blokes that decide that they're going to put on a dress and earn decent money playing in women's game, it would just completely kill it. So good luck to England on Monday. They play on Sunday. They're playing Germany, the old foe, as if it was written in the stars. But good luck to them anyway. I'll keep a lookout for a score, but I don't think I'll be watching. It's not quite my thing, but good luck to the ladies. Keep the fucking men out of women's sport and all. I mean, that's something I can get behind. Keep men out of fucking women's sport.
But don't you get the sense though, Jay, that like all this whole fucking trannyization of women's sport is just another false bullshit story to keep people sort of polarized and just keep them engaged, you know, on this fucking left-right paradigm, you know. It's just bullshit, like, and nobody fucking wants it, nobody fucking believes it, but yet it has this ability to fucking trigger fucking people and get them fucking mobilized and keep their fucking eye off what's important, you know. It's a non-issue, and it'll never go anywhere in my eyes.
Well, it is a non-issue, but it is an issue for kids. Grow up and they like watching sport. They do sport. A lot of kids want to do sports, and I agree with. They should be encouraged to do sport. You know, it keeps them fit, keeps them even for that. Just for that in itself, sport has value, because if it encourages kids to get out and do stuff and be healthy and be active, then all the better for it. But yes, I agree with you. It is divisive and it's used as a tool. It's like it's weaponized. It's like everything else. It's weaponized. We've got Commonwealth Games going on at the moment, so that's England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, who normally would be Great Britain. We're even dividing them down to that. So it's just. it is used, it is weaponized to be able to divide people. But on the other side, if it encourages kids to get out and play rather than being stuck on computers and tablets and stuff like that, then they're fine, because you're more likely to get them into sport than you are into gardening, for example. And I know that's just as an observation. That's nothing against gardening or anything of that ilk, but as just an observation, kids are more likely to get into sport than, because you don't see kids walking around with an Alan Titmarsh fucking t-shirt, do you? Or with that one, who's them fucking gardeners who used to be on telly? I mean, gardening were on telly, TV. That were entertainment. Someone was gardening.
There used to be the Blue Peter Garden back in the day. Do you remember the Blue Peter Garden?
Yeah.
Charlie Dimmock with no bra.
Yeah, Charlie Dimmock with no bra. You can't see a kid walking around with sorry, a Charlie Dimmock t-shirt on. Fucking hell, this! I tell you what, I keep. Don't waste it. I keep trying to have a draw. Sorry, Spanish. Yeah, but apart from that, I think sport's good for encouraging kids. But yeah, it's like how else it can be weaponized. Anything can be weaponized.
I like that from Tittenbum Tabloid. Trans testicles should have their own tournaments. The 300-meter hand jobs, pin the sausage on the primary school teacher, etc. Oh yeah, 100%.
Pin the sausage on the primary school teacher. We have to deal with that for a minute and have a drink of Dandelion and Burdock.
That sounds very anti-German. Pin the sausage.
Pin the tail on the donkey. Oh dear. I've nicknamed my Mrs. Field Marshal Titmarsh. Apart from flower pot man. Yeah, sport. So that's what we can agree on that, then, can't we? Keep blokes out of women's sport, because it is important, and it is important to a lot of people. So it should be used, which is why it's been weaponized. That's why we've got all these race things going on, and kick racism out, and it's our problem. Fucking Jordan Henderson telling me that 18 women is my problem. It's not my fucking problem. I don't hate women. I love women. I live with one. Fucking, and I know people that are them. Oh dear.
I'm coming around to the idea that all of these sort of like trannies that are high profile and all these big, they're all just crisis actors, and they're sent out there, they're paid to do the job, and their job is to, because they go off to these libraries and school events where there's children around, and their job is to fucking fuel the vision. They're paid well to do it, man, and that's their fucking job, right? And they go out and they fucking do it, and we, the fucking plebs, we get triggered by it. We fucking go nuts about it, and that's what they fucking want.
Yeah, but I mean, what else is there? What else is there for people to look forward to? It's not for people to have something to look forward to cling to, something to feel a part of. Because if you're British in this country, if you're British, your identity's been erased. It's been eradicated. You've got to be ashamed of your identity. We're told that we've got white privilege, fucking white privilege, really, seriously. Anybody fucking been anywhere in, like, there's so many fucking areas that are predominantly white that are run down and destitute and filled people living in poverty. So fucking white privilege. You tell them white privilege. Somebody who's fucking lives on a council estate, and they've got no to do. Nobody's got no to do. Nobody's got any money, so they're always up to fucking mischief. I saw a film about not a film, a video on Twitter about, and I was in a state in Wolverhampton, and the police had lost control. This was from a couple of days ago. They were smashing police cars in. The police hid and had to retreat. They left the police cars behind. and so they got smashed. They got smashed up. They got they were all these videos. They're nicking stuff out at police car. There's this lad, and he puts on a woman's hat, woman's helmet things that women have, police women hat, and a coat, and was strutting about with his radio and that, pretending to be a copper. This is in Wolverhampton. This is what's happening.
Northampton, was it? Northampton.
No, Wolverhampton.
Oh, Wolverhampton, right.
Wolverhampton. I think I'll try and find it, but it's fine. It's
and of course the police are mostly afraid to do fucking shit, because at the end of the day they can get sanctioned if they shown any signs of white privilege or what they call racist ideology, and they have to be careful these days. So it's because like you got the same going on in America, like with defund the police and the attack on police officers, and with the George Floyd bullshit and all that, and clearly he had to be dealt with in that fashion, but at the end of the day, now you got that cop doing fucking hard time over that, and I don't think he done anything fucking wrong. I watched the whole fucking video of him kneeling on his neck. He wasn't fucking leaning down like fucking crazy. Floyd just fucking OD'd there on the fucking scene, man, as far as I can fucking make out, That's what the cops were.
Someone's asked me, were they what colour were they? They were white. They were all white. These people in Wolverhampton, this estate, they were all white. You could tell it were predominantly white. Everyone were white. Most people were white. But the police have lost it. The people who've got nothing to lose tend to lose it, don't they? Who used to say that? I think it was Salente used to say that. I don't know, Gerald Salente, he used to say that. Right, yeah, people with nothing to lose it.
I still haven't listened to him since, man. I just can't bring myself to fucking listen to him at the moment, because when he talks about peace, I tend to fucking switch off, because I don't know, man. It's just too loud for my fucking little fucking ears.
The ring piece. That's where he's fucking. That's it. Listen, I haven't listened to him for ages. The last time I heard him were back in when I was listening to Alex Jones. So that was probably about 2009 or something daft like that. 2008, maybe. So I haven't listened to Gerald Salente for a long, long time. But I know he's still about.
He's putting out content every day. I still have him on my feed there. I just don't watch him. I try to stay away from things that sort of trigger me, because I'm already triggered enough without fucking adding more to the fucking soup.
All right, Kojak says Paul Taylor on Facebook. Thanks. I think he must be talking to you, Jimmy. Is he referring to you? Do you know about this Kojak fella? Does he look like? Is he an Irish guy?
Where's that?
It's you can't. It's on Facebook. It's popped up on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
I think, does it not come through on yours?
I can see it now in the chat. Paul Taylor. No, I don't think so. It's probably about you. You're the only one here with a baldy head, unless I take my hat off.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah. Evening anyway, Paul Taylor. I'd come back with a really good, riposte, but I don't know anything at all. I couldn't see no picture, so there we go.
You wouldn't know. It could be just some paid troll from one of these groups that are just.
No, I don't think he is. I think he's probably somebody who knows me.
No, because what I've been learning now during the week is you in particular are very much under the observation of the deep state.
Yeah, of course I am.
And everyone in this chat. So beware. Heads
Be
up.
aware, everybody. They're fucking coming for you. Look under your bed before you go to bed tonight. Look under it. Make sure
they're not coming.
Under there.
They're not coming for you. No, they're not good. They just want your data. They want to know how you think. That's all.
Oh yeah, everyone knows. Yeah. And listen, they still know. If they got all my data, they still wouldn't know how I fucking think anyway. I'm okay. How are you, Stavros? Non-violent extremist says that's why I should have retorted. But I don't know him. I don't know who this guy is. So anyway, Paul Taylor, part of the New World Order. Were it Paul Taylor? Can't remember.
Yeah.
Paul Taylor, yeah. Part of the New World Order, and here to try and disrupt us. But you will not do it because we are here. We're finding the world order. Motherfucker! We're finding the world order.
That's it. And we're pissed off. We're pissed off. We're fucking angry. Hold on. Wait till I get my cocaine tablets.
I personally don't like watching streams back. Okay, says James. Some people don't. I don't. I don't very rarely listen. I listen to I think if it's someone I'm interested in or someone I'm trying to get on show or I'm thinking about getting on show, I might watch stuff back. But usually I just switch off when I'm not doing this, which is why I know fuck all about news. So what's been going on this week, Jimmy? Tell us.
Yeah, there's been a pile of stuff going on as usual. It's almost too hard to keep up with it all, Jay. It's nearly impossible. But I think one of the stories, which is sort of like, you had Graham Phillips. I don't know if you're aware of Graham Phillips. Do you know Graham Phillips?
No, I don't know. I think he knows me though.
Well, I don't know. No, he never mentioned.
I'm only kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
He's been reporting on the situation in Donbass. Like, Graham is an English independent journalist. Like, so, and he got sanctioned during the week. Like, so they seized his bank account and all sorts of fucking crazy shit that goes along with it. Like, and a little bit like that girl in Germany, Anna Lip, I think is her name. She had her bank account seized, and her father's account was seized as well too. So Graham Phillips can be now added to that list of sanctioned individuals who are out in Donbass reporting on the ground as to what's going on. I've been following Graham for a good while. You know, he's been doing some quite good reports, like especially around the time of the Azovstal factory there in Mariupol, like when Azovstal was being surrounded and being sort of taken back by the Russians. So he was in there at the time, and he had some excellent drone footage and bits and pieces. So he's on the sanction list now in the UK. So this plague of sanctioning independent journalists and reporters it seems to be escalating. So it's moved. So not only Germany, but now England as well too. So it's kind of weird. It's just one of those things I'm watching at the moment. I think he's also filed an appeal of some sorts, but we'll see how that goes. I'll try to keep an eye on it. I'm sure I'll get some updates on it in the future at some stage. But that's all I know up till now. So that's been happening.
What's his name?
Graham Phillips.
Graham Phillips. I'm writing it down. I'm going to have a look for it. Have a look and acquaint myself with him. So he's had his asset seized. He say he's British based, is he? He's a British guy.
Yeah. I actually posted on my feed just yesterday on Telegram, so you'll be able to find his channel there. I actually posted a direct link from him. So if you're looking to track down more information about him, he's there on my Telegram news feed. So.
Okay. Spanish Chicken says Graham Phillips was a special ops guy in a previous life, Jimmy.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. He's got that sort. He's got that look about him, you know. He looks like the type of dude that can handle himself, you know, that sort of way.
Tony's put, didn't Russia fine a reporter £556 for doing the same propaganda for the enemy?
Oh yeah, you know, look at what's going on, you know, and we have to understand this. Like, this is no longer about the West being gone totally fascist, like, but we're also learning what it's like to be in Russia and China, and they're all as bad as each other. So look, nobody's going to be painting the Russians as being the good guys in this. I certainly won't anyway. And I'm just watching this whole war drama play out, like, with bated breath and wondering what the fuck's going to happen next. And nobody knows who the good guys are. Nobody knows who the bad guys are. But I think we want our guys to win. You know, that's my thoughts on that. And actually, I've got a report coming up in a little while about that too, Jay. We actually have some insight into why that fucking war in Ukraine is going on straight from the top. So I've got that to cover in a little bit too. So keep your eyes and ears open for that one. That's a statement from Mike Pompeo. I'll dig that out at some stage before the end of the show.
Okay. There's people in the chat room talking about these guys. Talking about Eva Bartlett as well. I just wanted to share this with you. If you've not seen this, then I suggest you have a. I mean, it's from a while ago, but hang on a second. Well, I just there you go. So there you go. Raconteurs News episode 44 with Eva Bartlett. So we had Eva on in 10th of May 2016, which was interesting. So there you go. That's there. So anybody who wants to hear what we Eva said on Raconteurs News, you can see that it's number 44, episode 44 with Eva Bartlett. Let's see a lot of these people we've interviewed, and I started looking them up actually because I keep mentioning it and then not showing people where they are. So yeah, you can find that on there if you want to have a listen to that. She was great back then. I really enjoyed that one. So she's not on one of my top 5 worst ones because I was compiling some of them earlier on. But yeah, go on.
Right. She's a powerhouse, that woman, you know. She's in all the war zones, and she's in Donbass now at the minute, like, you know, but she's been shot at and everything. She's been shot at in Palestine, out trying to cover humanitarian issues in Palestine. So, you know.
Yeah, she told us about that on that show. She told us about that.
Right.
She was at that, I think at that time she was I think when we interviewed her, she might have been in Syria. Actually in Syria at the time, but if not, she had been in Syria. So as from what I can remember. By the way, I've not heard that since May 10th, 2016 either. So yeah, but there you we'll have a look at that.
She turned up on that death list in Ukraine there recently as well too. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, go on, fill in on that.
A list of individuals who were sort of like listed for execution, and she is one of the names on that list.
Oh, right, okay.
It
won't surprise me. I mean, she's quite potent at what she does, isn't she? She gets stuff done. She gets in there right at the source of all the stories. So I can understand why getting rid of her would be advantageous to them anyway. So
well, not really, like, you know, because to be honest, like, Ava's been around a long time and she's been doing this stuff. It's, you know, to have her murdered in such a callous fashion, like, I think that would probably run negatively in the news cycle, you know. So, you know, while it may be advantageous in one sense, like, I think in the long term it probably wouldn't be the best idea to take her out. She's too well known. She's very, very well known, you know.
Yeah, she is well known. Yeah, she is. But
you know,
I mean, it would be advantageous if she weren't there anymore. That's what I'm saying. It would be advantageous to them if she just weren't there anymore, which is probably would start off. But you see, there's a lot of people that it happens to who, you know, you think, well, that's so obvious. I mean, who was that guy? You remember Max Spears?
Name sounds familiar.
He ended up dead after telling his mum, you know, if I turn up dead, then it's not. Oh God, fucking hell! I'm sorry, it just coming to me. But we had a guy who were coming on this show who were talking about. We're going to be talking to us about Dunblane. He were quite a few years ago, and we'd organised it and everything. We'd had a chat with him beforehand. And then when it came to night, it fucking died night before.
Oh shit!
That were a weird one. That happened years and years ago. I can't fucking. I'll try and remember his name, but it were about Dunblane that we were going to be doing show. But I remember Andy was just sort of sat there going, "Well, we were good. with his voice. Well, we were gonna. I can't really do his accent, his voice. Well, we were gonna do, but unfortunately, he's died. You know what I mean? Like he died. Like you were saying, get yourself a Blue Peter badge. Yeah.
That's mad. That reminds me of an interview me and James Lennon done back on days of PIR, People's Internet Radio, where we were interviewing a guy who was protesting 5G, and especially in relation to his daughter and the school, and he got sectioned, right? And we done an interview from right inside the mental hospital, and he was doing the interview hiding in a closet with a stolen mobile phone.
Do you know, we've done that. We've done an interview with somebody who was in a mental hospital. And we got, she were a surgeon, she were a whistleblower. She were whistleblowing at NHS, she were a surgeon. And when she ended up getting suspended and all sorts of stuff because she kept asking wrong questions, and they ended up sectioning her, and we managed to get her out just before Christmas 2001. My wife, it was about 2016, something like that. Me and Adi were a friend, but it was my wife who came up with the legal way to get her out, and we got her out. So we didn't have to get her out. But yeah, we interviewed her once when she was inside. It were a fucking prison. I went to visit her. Me and Adi went to visit her, and it were a fucking prison. It was nothing other than a prison. The only difference between there and going in a prison is they couldn't search us on way in. You know what I mean? Apart from that, them getting out were just fucking a joke. But yeah, she did an interview with us of her, but we'd known her from before. Previous, so we'd met before. So very interesting. Very good. Go look at that. We did a mental health special with her because that's what they were doing. And you have a listen to her, and she's not. There's nothing fucking wrong with her. Nothing wrong with her at all. And the reasons they were trying to forcefully inject her with things, and whenever they said, "Oh, you need to take this," she'd say, "No, I need to see insert first, and otherwise I can't get informed consent." You know what she was talking about? Really good.
Informed consent. There you go. Nice.
Can't give informed consent. Yeah. So, but they won't. They never forced out on her, but they did try to. They did. They were trying to get her to take things all fucking time. But yeah, interesting stuff.
It is interesting how these mental institutions work, because I remember working in a mental institution in a little town called Radlett, which is north of London, and a place called Harperbury Hospital. And I used to work in the intensive care area, basically where the residents would come to die. Most of them would come to die there, but you'd have access to all their history and where they come from and how did they end up there, and an awful lot of them just ended up in these institutions for no other goddamn reason than they may have been sort of got drunk on the street and they were just thrown in just for stupid reasons, normally just for stupid reasons, that people get thrown in there and get forgotten about and get drugged up the fuck, and then they're forgotten about. Lots of really, really well-to-do people in there as well too, just kind of disappeared off the grid and into these institutions, and people who who didn't want to be heard or seen from, and they were probably A-OK when they were being put in, maybe have a drink problem or whatever, but it was a great place to disappear people. That's what I learned about the mental health institutions in England from previous years. I don't know if it's still, but it sounds like it's still as bad as it was, because if you can get chucked into the mental health institutions just for protest of 5G. Look, anything's possible. It's still the same as far as I can see. It's still the fucking same, man.
Yeah, it's definitely that was one of the first things I think that they weaponized is the mental health, the mental health laws. I remember a couple of years ago it came in. In fact, when it was, I think it was the start of the old C word, they changed the Mental Health Act so that you could section somebody with just 2 people, whereas it took 3 people before. It now only takes 2 to section somebody, and one's a doctor, one's a social worker.
Yeah, and they're not exactly the most balanced people in the world, you know. Those social workers, they're a bit fucked up, like, in my mind. But I've met a few of them. So they're not exactly stable people.
We'll move on. Maximizer says, "How's Leeds?" I have not heard from him for quite a while, so we'll I've not spoken to him in a while, but I will get in touch with him and I'll have an update. I'll see what he's doing. He weren't doing very well at all last time I spoke to him, so that's all I really want to say. I have to watch now. Can't get any work done now all evening. Weefy Man is here. Good evening, Weefy Man. Where's you from? I usually on Facebook, like popping in under a pseudonym on Facebook and popping stuff in chat room. But welcome back, mate. John Smith as well. Tit and Bum Tabloid. The obviously the most creative of our chat people. A bit of a twisted mind, I think, but definitely creative. Tit and Bum Tabloid there. Uni, fucking hell, definitely just fucking twisted. I think that's all he is. Fucking bent as a 9-bob note. That cunt. Fucking Jesus Christ. Oh man, the other day when he went past this fucking blubber,
Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, Jabba. Have you seen that? That's what it was like, weren't it? Jabba the Hutt. They got out. Jabba T Hutt cigar. Good old Uni. We love you, Uni. And we love Dinny as well, because I think Dinny were feeling a bit like I were on him. Listen, mate, I sometimes get a little bit under pressure. And I sometimes use you to bounce off because I know I can get away with it. But you know you're a decent bloke. And you love me and I love you. And I told you, didn't I? He'd be back. And he always is. He's a good man. Steve Owens. Steve Owens has got. They've got 2 Owenses in tonight as well. The Owenses is Stephen and I think there was somebody else called Owen. Stephen and Martin, I think. Martin or Adam or somewhere Owen. Anyway, but anyway, we've got a couple of Owens in. Evening to the Owenses. 52 minutes in, mate. Where are we going now?
Right. Well, now is a good time to. Before we take a break, what I'll probably do is I'll discuss this first article, and what I'll do is I'll share the screen here because James, sorry. Share screen. Right. What's this? Select a window. Hold on. What's it asked me to fucking share here? Look, if you're going to let me fucking share a screen, just let me share the fucking screen. It's asking me to fucking share a pile of fucking... So if I just go for StreamYard, right?
If you go...
Right, okay. So this should fucking let me share my screen, right? So are you seeing this? Irish anti-lockdown activists targeted by Soros and Gates Fund report, right? Now, this is an article which is coming from, it was written by the West Awake, the Substack.com, and it's based on a PDF document that was done by the isdglobal.org, right? So the Institute for Strategic Dialogue is a London-based think tank, who's ISD, London-based think tank allegedly founded to initiate discussions to help improve police responses to extremism. It is a non-Irish entity. Now, in more recent times, this think tank have taken on the self-appointed role as guardians against disinformation. Curiously, in 2021, the good people of ISD Global developed a sudden fascination with all things Irish, and at the end of the year produced a report. And it goes without saying, that this is yet another progressively left-leaning and heftily funded non-governmental body claiming responsibility for defining the truth and the world around us. Now, bear in mind, I could have taken the information straight off the ISD for myself, but I just thought this West Awake article was like a good dissection of what it was about. Like so, and I've highlighted the bits and pieces which I thought were of interest. So I'll be quoting from the guy who wrote this article. It doesn't give his name; he's just West Awake. But it was a good take on it. So it seems to me that a genuinely bad idea or untruth is most easily defeated by a good idea or truth. The truth resonates, and usually pretty quickly too. The Corona age has ushered in an era of a new concept, true. Single arbiters of truth. Worryingly, these single arbiters of truth and fact have pretty terrible track records in their supposed area of expertise. For example, early in the pandemic, the Prime Minister of New Zealand revealed the following to a group of reporters with a straight face. Now, I've seen her say this. We will still continue to be your single source of truth.
Yes,
unless you hear it from us, it is not the truth. Quite stunning. Right? Very, very stunning. So I'll just keep going down. I'm going to bypass because this is a very, very extensive. This is a very, very extensive article, and I'll post a link to it when I'm finished. This, if you want to read it in full, but it's very, very revealing. So the 16-page document gives a stunning insight into how meticulously and methodically this global elite think tank is monitoring and targeting groups of counter-narrative people in Ireland, especially advocates for protection of individual freedoms and bodily integrity. Let's start with just listing a dozen or so names that come under scrutiny in the report or have popped up on their radar incidentally. Many more groups, parties and individuals were mentioned by ISD Global, but I'll focus on a few of the names that are familiar to me for the purposes of this piece. So he mentions the name Ivor Cummins, Dolores Cahill, Gemma O'Doherty, Gran Torino, also known as Rowan Croft, John Waters, Dolores Webster, I don't know who she is now, Lawyers for Justice, Ben Gilroy, Tracy O'Mahony, Barbara Barrett, aka Shakti, who is also Rise Up Aaron. I know her, and you know what? I don't, I'm wary about a lot of the names on this list, but some of them are okay. Ivor Cummins, I like.
Ivor Cummins, does he shout his name when he's on vinegar strokes?
Yeah, I know. So, so basically, the report maliciously and erroneously tries to associate the social media output of all the various people in the Irish lockdown movement to the death of Joe McCarran. A hideous lie. And I'll get into that in a little bit. The hideous lie, and with absolutely no basis in truth. Does this subtly? But the first sentence of the extract below leaves the reader in no doubt about where these arbiters of truth believe a good chunk of the blame lies. So the effects of the movements have on individuals was catapulted into the public consciousness in September 21, when a video went viral online showing a man struggling to catch his breath, being persuaded to leave the intensive care unit of a hospital in Letterkenny, County Donegal, where he was being treated for COVID-19. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. In the video, the individual identified as Antonio Muridu, a sovereign citizen, extremist. Let's get the extremists in there, with links to the Italian far-right Lega Nord, can be heard telling the ill patient Joe McCarran that if he stays in the hospital, the doctors will fucking kill you, right? Whoops. McCarran, who was un-Jabberwockied and had brought into many of the claims made by those spreading 19 information, left the hospital that day, but was rushed back to intensive care 2 days later after the disease had spread to his brain. Joe McCarran died on December 24, 2021. Now, I watched that video. And look, he didn't say that. Like, what Antonio Marudo done was he asked Joe if he wanted to leave. I remember this. This is all on video. He asked him if he wanted to leave, he wanted to get out, and that maybe we could treat you at home, because he looked like he was doing all right. He looked like he was stable. So they walked him out of the hospital. But that's another story. And maybe at some stage, Jay, I might reach out to Antonio Marudo. He's here in Ireland. He's a former Italian. Italian extraction, you know, and he's all into common law and stuff like that. So I might reach out to him at some stage and try and invite him onto the show. We can have a talk about the common law, but that's for another day. So we'll carry on here with the article. As you can see, in an attempt to cover itself, the report eventually names the actual individual, Antonio Marudo, who allegedly took the videos encouraging poor Joe to leave the hospital. Yet the introductory sentence invites the reader to blame everyone from this mythical beast that is Ireland's far right.
Now, so what they're saying then is then the general, they're trying to demonize. I mean, they're calling him poor Joe. It's not, you know, it's not, that's not, it doesn't need to be there, does it? It just needs to be there. If it's a proper report, it wouldn't say poor Joe, would it? It's not. If it were a proper report, it'd just say Joe. It'd been
exactly. You know, in like the usual way to deliver news stories, impartial and without emotion. You know.
Yeah, exactly. That's invoking emotion. That's what that's doing. Well, I don't even understand it. Is it poor because he's like, you know, a poor fella, or is it poor because he's got no cash? You know, why does that even need to be there? It doesn't even need to be there. It just needs to be his name. That's what. If it's a factual report, that just shows me that whoever's written that, it's just bollocks. It's just emotional based bollocks.
Yeah, but be aware that West Awake is just quoting how it is being reported in the mainstream. So the West Awake.
Yeah, I know that. I know that's taken from another.
Exactly.
Report.
Yeah, so it's not so just so that people following along just know that, like, this is not the actual way that the West Awake is actually reporting this. They're actually reporting how it was reported by the mainstream media. So an important distinction in a way. So will I continue on, Jay? You any more? Interrupted any fucking time?
Don't worry, I will. I'm just watching chat, that's all, because fucking Uni's going on his fucking Hitler rant as usual.
That's okay. As long as he keeps his clothes on, he's all right.
Yeah. As long as keep your fucking kit on, whatever you do. No fucking. I don't know which would be worse, seeing him fucking like that again, or seeing him with fucking gold. Can you imagine him with gold bikini on that she had when Jabba the Hutt had her out fucking. You're seeing Uni in that with Jabba the Hutt behind him.
The imagery that's sort of invoking is not nice.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, anyway, carry on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
So no, you're all right, Jay. So basically, we'll continue. So extreme progressive ideology already controls the three main government parties, which is true. The institutions of our state. It's already in our Department of Education and Department of Environment. It's already in our third-level academic sector, multinational sector, and media. It's pervading now through our Department of Agriculture as our right, which is quite true. The Department of Agriculture is getting very crazy, but it is already attempting to control our finances on even more individual level. In short, the far left has already won and taken over the country, which is true. And nobody even taken a blind bit of notice of it happening. I mean, all the far left needs to do is continue distracting and dividing the small minority of people alive to what's going on, and to stop new people from noticing the silent transfer of power that has already taken place right under our noses. The only outstanding issue is to monitor any potential grassroots uprising of people that begin to question this transfer of power collectively. And that is where entities like ISD Global come into the equation as monitoring tools. Now, and this is very, very relevant, because we laugh sometimes here about how MI5, MI6 are monitoring this channel. They're not. They don't need to, because they've got the likes of ISD Global to just do it for them. So the more I think about it, the more I come to the conclusion that this is the sole reason think tanks like ISD Global are interested in applying resources to a country like Ireland, the globalist poster child of the West. So true. What other grounds are there for applying the resources and effort that goes into the production of a report like this one? The goal must be to extinguish any groups of people highlighting what is going on in Ireland and who is also producing intelligent content online or activating themselves in communities offline. George Soros and Bill Gates are not trying to infiltrate Ireland with a new ideology. They've already succeeded in doing that over the last 10 to 20 years. The present game then must be to simply protect their winnings and ensure no one or no emerging group stands in their way. What interested me most, he carries on here, what interested me most about the report was not its listing of a couple of fledgling political parties in Ireland, but rather ISD's global zoning on YouTube influencers and people that ISD Global label as conspiracy theorists. Clearly, significant resources are required to apply this type of attention to individuals in Ireland. Now, when you tie this report into the tech resources that is online and tracking alleged perpetrators of Irish misinformation called www.irishclowns.com, right? Interesting site. The situation becomes even more sinister. The website and tool categorizes these anti-narrative movements into broadcasters of misinformation and even more sinisterly, consumers of that alleged misinformation. Broadcasters and clowns. In other words, if you have a Twitter account and you're merely following a number of the broadcasters in the list, this website has compiled, someone is tracking your social media. Irish Clowns has a list of 250 different types of account that it classifies as broadcasters of disinformation. It includes many of the people in the ISD Global Report, but even more crazily, also some elected public representatives like Micheál McNamara and Mahi McGrath. And I don't expect you to know who those guys are. They're just some fucking clowns in the Dáil here in Ireland. So the Irish Clowns, so they have a headline page and it shows like tracking the Irish perpetrators of consumers of disinformation on one social media site. So they have this little infographic of how they do it, like A leads to B leads to C, blah, 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 blah. And we have here a little bit of a section of how one of their tables is laid out. So you got your name, you got your Irish Clown followers, percentage of Irish Clowns, percentage of followers, and the names of all the people that they're interested in, like Tracy O'Mahony, Ben Scallion, Neil Boylan, Marcus de Bruin, and the number of Irish Clown followers and the percentage of Irish Clown. It's very, very sinister, Jay. Very, very sinister how it's all. But you can see how they portray this information. Like, you can see how the ISD is collating all these information, and then they're filtering it down to these sort of like local websites for dissemination, and who knows who they're selling this information to or who they're trying to manipulate with this information. And not that I trust any of these people, not that I trust any of these broadcasters or publications like WebTrace. I don't trust any. I'm gone that I don't trust any fucking cunt anymore, Jay. And that's the truth of it. Like, but the fact is that the way they sort of display the information tells me that, like, there's I don't know what does that say to you? Like, when you have like a bona fide company that would sort of like organize data in this fashion, like with the name of a company, the number of clowns, the percentage of clowns, and the percentage of followers.
That's showing a lot of time on their hands, isn't it?
Sorry, Jay?
That's showing a lot of time on their hands.
Honestly, but they're obviously getting well paid for it too, obviously getting fairly well paid.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They've got a lot of time on their hands, they're getting paid for it. Yeah,
indeed.
Anyway, shall we? Listen, I wanted to.
just goes on and on and on. So maybe but I just wanted to, if we just skip through to the summation, right?
Go on then, yeah. Go for
You
summation.
you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
So in summation, it is clear that government and non-government agencies are still concerned about the rise of any grassroots movement. They don't have control and influence over. What people reading this piece should understand is that forces are working against the rise of anything that potentially threatens their anti-freedom narrative. It seems clear to me now. The resources are in place to monitor not just large protest-type movements, but gatherings or groups of small as 50 to 100 people. As crazy as it may sound, I suppose in one way it makes complete sense in that it's much more cost-effective to crush 10 small groups at that level than big one that has risen to already, say, 50 or 60,000 strong. My gut has been telling me for a long time that the more decentralized and offline groups are, the better. The report from ISD Global and that Irish Clowns website confirms that a lot of resources are being pumped into monitoring Irish online behavior, and any people that might be emerging to lead any new movement, much more out-of-the-box thinking on this subject is required to counteract the surveillance. And he finishes by, Big Brother is watching and watching pretty closely. So
there you go.
That's my story. Oh shit. I'm after I removed the wrong thing. Sorry, Jay. I fucked you off the stream there. Oh shit. I fucked you off instead of removing the screen share. You done that to me as well too, didn't you, there about I think it was 2 weeks ago, was it? You fucked me off. So, revenge awaits.
Yeah, we switch sides now, though. I don't know, you know, we're not exactly Ant and Dec, like, are we? But, you know, we're now on different sides.
We're now decking it.
What I was going to say, right, is... Dec and Ant, yeah. Eunice keeps talking in fucking chat room. It just keeps... Have you been seeing what he's been fucking writing?
I was reading. So
I know, yeah. Well, he's been talking about the raccoons, shall we say? Not our raccoon. Right. This is me thinking. I'm thinking Cockney rhyming slang, right? So if what rhymes with Jews, raconteurs news, right? So what's short for who's a raconteurs news listener is a raccoon. So there you go, raccoons are Jews, but not our raccoons. But they're, you know, I'm just saying they can use that as a code so that we don't get done. Because he just keeps writing fucking all this, like, you know, all these indisputable facts that he keeps popping up.
I'm just watching that one, that last one. That it doesn't matter where you go. The JEWS are always there, even directly or through their agents. I think Uni's got them the wrong way around. I mean, the agents are the ones that are sort of like, I mean, like, you know, the JEWS, like, you know, they're not running the whole fucking show, man. They're really not, and you really have to fucking lose that bullshit, man. Because at the end of the day, if you're looking for someone to blame about what Israel is doing to the Palestinians, or about what Israel is doing to steal the technology from the West and to give it to the Russians and to the Chinese, you have to look a little bit fucking deeper than the JEWS. And you're missing the fucking point. And
from the raccoons, you have to look a bit further away from the raccoons.
Yeah,
hey,
just...
No, it's ridiculous. He can't. He's focusing all his efforts on one thing, and all he's doing, he's not seeking out what's real. He's actually seeking out things that are going to reinforce what he already thinks. That's what he's seeking out. He's not seeking out anything new. He don't want to know. He want to learn. He's actually seeking out things that are going to reinforce. He's going to reinforce what he already thinks. So you're never going to change his mind. I just wish
I
he'd
used
just
to-
fucking leave it, you know, under his fucking bed. Because
I used to
a
bla-
lot of
I used to
potential
blame-
in uni, but he just fucking.
Yeah. I used to blame the JEWS as well, Jay, for a lot of things, and I've had to modify my fucking behaviour and rethink things that I thought I fucking knew for sure. And you know what? I'm glad I rethought those things, because you know what? It turns out I was fucking wrong.
Well, yeah. Anyway, there's fucking confirmation
take a
bias.
quick-
Thank you, Kevin Street.
Can we take a quick break, Jay, just for a minute? And you can carry on, man. Just I'm going to take a little quick break if you don't mind, and just go for a little wee wee.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Let me just. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll just pop on. It's not very long, I don't think. Trainwreck Radio. It's just a little brand thing. Yeah, go on. Get your sent off.
Yeah, sound bro.
Get your sent off. Get your sent off. Trainwreck Radio.
It's Rackleton's News, it's 2018. I fucking said 2018 now instead of 2018. Like a wanker.
This is live radio, people. What the BBC tell us isn't what the government want us to believe, then just think of that and, you know, think about who benefits, because at the bottom of everything is somebody benefiting from something somewhere. And there's one thing for sure. It fucking ain't me, and it ain't you.
And it's happening again. 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 And it's happening again.
It's down to us then to sort it out then, isn't it?
You get a dog, or a wolf, or a spider, or a snake. How can you get a snake to be the same species as a dog? It's easy. You call the species that bites you.
Weird.
That bites you.
Yeah, right.
That bites you.
Okay. Yeah, you've got a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a choice. Yeah, you've got a choice. But do you want a punch in the face or a kick in the bollocks?
Jesus.
So what did you want to talk about?
Bollocks. Yes. Jason's bollocks. No bills of exchange.
That's how much I'm interested in fucking cricket.
We're not sure the modicum of intelligence, would you see, believe? Exactly.
All they're thinking is,
Which one of us are you going to propose to this evening?
A load of men who don't have sex.
And it's happening again. All the way. They're all in there. Everybody's in there. Webby's in there. Adie's in there. Andy's in there. I'm in there. And Super Leeds is in there as well. Good old Stuart. Really enjoyed that. I always perks me up, you know, in mid-show. So I'm flagging. I've got to be honest with you. I mean, Jimmy Reed is fucking, you know, it's great and all that, but sometimes you sort of I'm reading thing and yeah, I need to pep it up, perk it up. Did you see that?
No.
Did you see that picture I put up? I put
No.
this picture up that I put this one up. Look.
Very good. Do you know what? That is brilliant. Tony, you're a fucking genius, man. And doesn't Putin look fucking well sexy apart from the blubber, like, you know? I think his ass is just a little bit too big. Maybe you should have increased his head size just a little bit. But Biden, what a sexy dude. and look at Trudeau down in the bottom left, and Soros and Obama, like. No, that's not Soros. That's Schwab. That's Schwab and Obama, isn't it? Schwab.
It's Schwab, yeah, that's it.
Schwab, yeah. Brilliant, Tony.
Oh, here's another joke I wanted to get in as well. Because I'm in space, right? Earlier on today, I went to a shop and I got some of these. I actually took the. Hello, am I back?
Yeah, well, you're back now, are you?
Have we gone off?
Yeah, you kind of stalled there just for a moment.
The fucking hell is this? Am I back?
Yeah. Oh. Poor Jason seems to be having connection errors there, so look, we'll give him time to get back. And so basically, like, the long and the short of that article that I was just reading, I know it was a bit long, sorry it was very long, but it was a long article, but it is kind of important about the amount of efforts that that a lot of these agencies put into following you all and tracking you all, and they spend an awful lot of money on it. And especially be careful on Telegram. You know, Telegram, I think, seems to be the go-to place at the moment. So we all seem to have a level of free speech on Telegram. And it's we're all kind of encouraged by it, like, but at the same time, I noticed over the last couple of years that Telegram is a very, very dangerous place, and a lot of the groups that I was sort of like visiting and participating in, they just seem to be a little bit like sort of like data collection points. And I got into an interesting conversation in one of the anti-jab sites there at one stage, and they were. I'll tell you what they were doing. They were trying to organize protests of people going to politicians' houses, right? And I got into an altercation with one of them. He says, you know, I'm basically saying, "What the fuck are you doing, man? You know, why the fuck would I waste my goddamn time to go spend my private time going standing outside the fucking house of a gone-bean nobody politician to shout and fucking whine about protections, you know?" And these people were trying to, whoever it was in this chat, like was trying to incite sort of like violence, right? You know, but when I confronted them and says, that's okay, that's all right, we know. So that sort of like alerts me to the fact that, like, whoever was running this Telegram channel, or whoever was involved in this infiltration of this particular Telegram channel, was actually sort of like a state agency, probably cops or whatever. Like, you know, they're sussing out, they're gathering your data. You think you're safe in Telegram? No, you're fucking not, you know. So you be very, very careful about these goddamn groups. And you might notice from time to time that you might get contacted by bimbos, pretty pictures, and they just call you all the time with the message, "Hi." Block them immediately. Get rid of those cunts out of your life. You don't want that, because that's obviously some sort of stuff. I used to get most of my contacts from pictures of chicks, like when I was interacting with these sort of chat channels. So just be wary of Telegram chat channels. It is not the safe haven that you might think it is. But we have free speech there for the moment, and we'll make use of it while we can. And when we have to move, we'll fucking move. But for the now, it's okay. Sorry, Jay. Welcome back, man. I got on a bit of a rant there, but
yeah. Well, sorry. I just took a fucking wrong turn and went on Dark Side of Moon.
Yeah.
Fucking, while I was down there, I jumped down because they wanted me to get some dust. But I popped my fucking moon boots on. There you go. My moon shoes. I took them with me. So I popped them on, and I went down and I got some dust, and I went all right then. I'm back up now, and I'm back on light side of moon. So there you go. Sorry about that. I don't know what it was. Something clicked in my house. I don't know what. No eating on all fuck all, and it just went.
Yeah, you just got that little circle going round and round and round. So it's obviously like some sort of a connection issue of some sorts, man. It just got, you know, internet maybe, or just network.
Well, yeah. I think it's this fucking router. I think router's wank.
Really, yeah. Well, what you might do is maybe there's something in the house which is interfering. Maybe a microwave or some electronic device might be interfering with your router. But what you sometimes can do is you can change the channel the broadcast channel on the router. You've got loads of different channels that you can select. I think default is probably about 11 or something, but you can switch it to some obscure number, just in case there's a conflict with some electrical gadget in your house, maybe.
Yeah, that's far too complicated for me.
No, it's not difficult, man. It's not difficult. You just have to log into your router's web page and just change the channel. It's not a big deal. I could probably walk you through it.
Cool. Spanish Chicky says, funny that they are fighting in Europe, but all friends at Antarctica.
That's an interesting point. There's something weird going on in the Arctic Circle and in Antarctica. Look, they're all friends. All these guys that are sort of pretending to be fighting in a war, they're all big buddies behind the scenes, man. Don't be fooled, man. It's like they love each other. They hug and kiss each other when they're not on the fucking cameras. But when the cameras are on, it says, "Oh, Putin bad. Oh, yeah. Biden wanker. Xi fucker. Yeah, absolutely, yeah." But behind the scenes, man, they have a right old fucking laugh about all this shit, man.
Yeah, of course they do. They fucking,
yeah.
We know they do. We know they do. It's fucking obvious. Yeah. They've got cunts in space together. They've got fucking, they've got people, like you say, at Antarctica and all these outposts and these places. They're all together, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous that we fucking fall for it, or people fall for it. I don't, obviously, and you don't, but, people do fall for it. This fucking crazy fucking mad world.
It took me a long time, Jay. It took me a long time, though, Jay, to figure this fucking shit out, right? It really did take me a long time to figure this shit out. I was a fucking idiot for donkey's years, man. I'm only starting to fucking wake up. I feel like a right gobshite.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's we've all gone through that, yeah. I suppose, I don't know if it's just something you have to go through and you can't do it yourself. Yes, James Owens, I have plugged an Ethernet cable in. That's what I did. So anyway, that's what got me back on. So I don't know what it is that's fucking interfering. What else, Jim?
Yeah, basically, I wanted to bring up a little bit about why this fucking war is going on in Ukraine. We're actually starting to get a little bit of a clearer picture. Hold on, I'll just have to find it up now, but it's in relation to a speech which was done quite recently by a gentleman called Pompeo. Are you aware of Mike Pompeo?
Yes, I am. Yeah. He's
right. He's
dubious to me.
Well, yeah. Well, basically, he's the Secretary of State for America, right? So, what I'll do is I'll just go to share screen. I'll just go to share screen again. I'm just going to be fucking arsing around here like a fucking idiot trying to figure all this shit out. Okay, so I've got to stop screen first and then reshare. All I have to do is look. I'll get better at this.
You're all right. You carry on, mate. No problem.
I'll get better at this as we move on. So, StreamYard is fucking available now, so we'll allow that. And so, let's see. Now, where's my fucking notes? So basically, this is Gonzalo Lira's take on Pompeo, the Three Lighthouses speech at the Hudson Institute, right? Now, Gonzalo Lira, I do follow him. I do follow him religiously. He's a little fat fucking arsehole from fucking Colombia. Or is it Colombia? I think it's Colombia he's from. He's got a terrible sense of fucking humor and he laughs too fucking much. But he's got some insights, good insights onto economics and stuff like that. And he's in Ukraine at the moment in the city of Kharkiv. He's in Kharkiv, like where the battle is going on now just at the minute. But what he's done is he screenshotted all the speech, basically. And I'm not going to focus on all the speech. I'm going to focus on, is it 3 of 14? Hold on a second. Where is it? Was it 3 or 4? I think it was 3 or 14. So, by assisting Ukraine, America bolsters our own security without the involvement in combat of our men and women. We're not going to send America's military into this war. Our president has made that clear. But we can do much, she said. So, the empire. So, I'll read this little section here. We can do what President Zelensky has asked. We must aid Ukraine. For to do so, in part, is our first duty to America and to Americans. It's because supporting Ukraine, we prevent larger European conflict, a war that would almost certainly involve America's military, because we have a deep commitment to the NATO treaty and Article 5 therein. By helping Ukraine, we prevent Russia's reconstitution of the Soviet Empire, the thing that I studied about when I was a cadet at West Point. This is Pompeo speaking here. That empire, if rebuilt, even in small measure, would dictate world fossil fuel supplies, causing massive economic hemorrhaging in America and throughout the globe, affecting every single American. And we're kind of experiencing that at the moment, but we're just getting the main bit here. By aiding Ukraine, we undermine the creation of a Russian-Chinese axis bent on exerting military and economic hegemony in Europe, in Asia, and in the Middle East. This would further devastate the lives of Americans and our economy here at home. Indeed, by empowering Ukraine, we demonstrate to China the cost of invading Taiwan, or frankly exerting its influence in nations all across the world. Now, this speech is very, very, this speech is very, very sort of like telling in a lot of ways. And it goes back to something which I have been borderline on whether to take seriously or not for quite some time, which is the Mackinder World Island and the Bunting's Cloverfield map. And like the basic idea is that he who controls the heartland controls the world. So basically, the control of Eastern Europe and Russia is basically what controls the world, and they're trying to consolidate. This is what I'm thinking. This is the way I'm reading this now. Is that like what they're trying to do in Ukraine is to complete the Mackinder World Island, and Mackinder World Island would link Israel, Europe, Russia, and China into this big, huge conglomerate, and thus begin a new world order. So I'm starting to come to the conclusion and to the realization that this Mackinder World Island and this Bunting's Cloverfield map are fucking real. I know some people have poo-pooed it, and I sort of took them seriously for a while, but it's, to me, Pompeo's speech is fucking clear. This is the Russia, China, European, probably led by Germany, world axis. We talked about this last week. Did the war already break out between America and Germany? Is this the war that's going on? Germany and Russia for the control? Because if America, because like for some strange reason they keep on arming Ukraine and they're pouring more and more arms into Ukraine, bigger and better missiles, stronger, more potent stuff. Are they going to try to establish a military base or two or three in Ukraine? Is this the fucking goal? Is this what's going to happen? Because we're seeing a lot of major happenings now at the moment. Like the battle in eastern Ukraine is heating up. Like the whole front is now on the move. So what's going to fucking happen in Ukraine? Is this America trying to inject itself in there to try and manipulate and control the China one belt, one road initiative? Like, it's very, very fascinating. That speech from Pompeo, I didn't give it enough. I meant to get back. I had it on the back burner for a couple of weeks, man. I meant to get back to it, and I'm going to read the whole lot when I get a bit of time and see if there's any more information in there to be gleaned off it. Like, but clearly, like what Pompeo is saying is that there is some credence to this Bunting's Cloverfield map and the control of the heartland, which is the battle for Eurasia.
Wow. Oh, brilliant stuff. Yeah. Very interesting. It is very interesting. So, I mean, people are people in chat room were saying, you know, they're all part of they're all mates and all this sort of thing. But you know, they really must fucking get pissed off with America's domination, you know, throughout the world. And you know, it's got air bases and military bases in all sorts of everywhere, on it, and it's close to all these places. And it's you know, maybe it's about time somebody fucking stood up to them and kicked them all out. And there wasn't a new world order, a different world order. I don't know. It's just that.
Well,
it's very interesting to think.
What would you think about living in a world order controlled by Russia and China?
I wouldn't want to live in any world order. That's the thing. It's freedom. I want to just be free to do what the fuck I want. You know, and if I want things, then they can be provided for me. But if I don't want things, you know, obviously if I work for them, but if I don't want things, then you know I can live that way as well. You know, how many people would do that?
Well, I want to be under a reformed United States with their constitution intact, because their constitution is under attack at the moment. Like, you know, America is on the verge. It's like America is just teetering on the verge of whether it's going to exist in the future or not. Like, you know, with the and I mean, like, we're looking at devolution in America. It looks like devolution is already started in America, and like the dissolution of America. And I don't think that's a good thing for the world. Can you imagine, man, a nuclear armed power like America going into devolution? Wow, scary. Who would control the missiles? Holy fuck.
Yeah. Well, fucking hell. Yeah, Uni would hate it, as Kevin Street says there. Fucking Uni. Look, I wouldn't mind living in a world order controlled by Russia and China.
I don't think you would, mate. I don't think you'd like it, mate. I swear.
No. You know, masturbating days would be over, my friend. You'd be in a fucking field somewhere.
Yeah.
Chopping fucking wheat down and that.
Yeah, you'd be extracting organs from people in the Uyghur community. That's what you'd be doing.
Yes, well, fucking let's hope it don't happen. I mean, it's a very good, great note, that, isn't it? We're all excited about this. Better start learning Chinese.
But it's curious, though, Jay, that like we do actually, for the first time ever, we have some idea about kind of like America's objectives, you know, and we've all been wondering what the fuck is going, because there's no way potato head, poopy pants Biden is in control of any of that shit over in America. And obviously there are forces behind the scenes that are in control and running the fucking show. So what's the big game? And is there, I'm going to try and delve into this fucking topic a little bit deeper as we go on over the coming weeks and months. Like, is there a war going on inside America for control? Because clearly America is captured, right? Clearly America is captured in some way, shape, or form, but there's still some element of control left, like, because there obviously, it looks like there's some sort of a fight back happening with Trump and the populist movements, and there seems to be something happening in America. So I'm hoping America can save itself. I really do, because I don't want to be sort of like under a world order controlled by the deep state of America. So like, what I want to see is that the deep state in America get kicked back into the Stone Age where they fucking belong, and that the Constitution take over, and that the people who have a little bit of sense and common sense in America get back control of their country, get back in control of their military, and stop all this fucking nonsense out abroad. Stop it. It's time for America to be a leader again. They've lost that, you know. The world used to look up to America and its constitution. I still look up to its constitution. You know, its constitution is one of the most important documents in the history of humankind, almost. And if they lose that, and clearly there's a fucking battle going on for that goddamn constitution and to get rid of it. The Supreme Court is under attack there. the Supreme Court justices are under attack, like with Clarence Thomas, and even his wife now has been she's not been subpoenaed, but she's been asked to come to the January 6th hearings. I don't know if you heard about that, Jay, like, but I think her name is Jenny Thomas. She's the wife of that white supremacist Clarence Thomas, that black dude. So you know, the Constitution is under attack. I don't know how much of it is manufactured or not, like, but clearly there's a battle going on inside America for the Constitution and for the American way of life, and that's been clear to me for the last 2 years. I couldn't believe when I seen what was going on over the Coof madness there. I just couldn't believe what was going on. It's like, that's not America.
So if there's a battle going on, if there's a battle going on in America, it's obvious we want change from the incumbent, the people that are in there. But who's really genuinely going to be able to have any influence and change it? Isn't the whole system so embedded and poisoned and twisted in such a way as to that it's really untwistable, and that's the way it's been designed?
Yeah, we're going to have to watch America very, very closely. I've been watching it for 2 years now, and I've been biting my nails, man. Like, this is what the fuck's gonna? Because if America falls, we're all going to fall with it. Like, and there's no doubt about it. You know, if America goes, we all go. They are our rock, and they have been our rock since World War II. You know, they've been our rock. If they go, we're all fucked, man. You know, and that's it. We may fucking submit to Putin and Xi. You know, fucking hell, man.
A bit rather like fucking the states that the independent states that were sort of swallowed up by the Soviet Union when they were formed. That's what's really going to fucking happen, isn't it? Tit and Bum Tabloid says exactly, Jace. There's only one way out of this. It involves conflict and radiation.
I don't think we're going to get to that stage, though. I don't think we're going to get to the radiation stage. I think they've game planned that out, you know, and there's no winner in that sort of an exchange. I don't think, anyway. But the Russians have got a lead, though. The Russians have this S-500 system, you know, and I think for the first time they believe that they can win a nuclear war with this S-500 system, because they're able to take out ballistic missiles. They're able to take out nuclear missiles and even hypersonic missiles with this S-500 system. So, but what the fuck is going on in space, right? Surely people don't believe.
Space. What do we look?
Whether you believe there's such a thing as space or not, right? What's going on in space?
Pizza. Let's just say that I've ordered a pizza. It's on its way. It says.
I mean, does anybody believe that system that Elon Musk is putting up has got to do with providing internet to poor African nations? What the fuck's going on?
It's not even happening. It's not even happening, man. It ain't even fucking happening, right? Do you know how much it would cost to put, right, and how long it would take? 40,000 satellites, right? 40,000 satellites. That's where it's supposed to be putting up, innit? Well, it's the other day they were bragging that they'd sent 40 in fucking in one go, right? So if they did that every fucking day, it's going to take years. And it costs so much money. It's just impossible. Absolutely.
Did you ever see it, Jay?
Hey?
Did you ever see it?
What the satellites?
Starlink, yeah. Did you ever see Starlink?
Yeah, I saw him. It's a fucking cartoon, man. Come on.
No. Did you ever see it? Did you ever see it for real? Did you ever see it for real?
How can I see it for real? They go for in America and that. I'll be here.
It flies over. It flies over a couple of times.
Lights in sky. You say,
no. Did you ever see it? You have to see it. If you haven't seen it, man, you have to see it. And if anybody wants to see Starlink, and to see it like in the sky. There is a satellite. There is a network that allows you to follow when it's going to be going over your location. It's a sight to behold, Jay. When you see Starlink going overhead, and not in a cartoon, when you actually go outside, look
Is it a
up
little
in the
fucking
sky.
twinkly light?
No. It's like a string of pearls across the sky. It's amazing, Jay. You have to see it, man. You have to see it. I'll post it in.
I'm underwhelmed, mate. Honestly, all like that. It's just twinkly lights. That's all it is. Fucking anybody can do it.
No, I tell you what. I'll post a link to the tracker site, and then you can determine when it's going to be going overhead.
All right, I'll have a look for you.
If you haven't seen it,
Listen, I'm always underwhelmed. Did you see? But I like out like that because you saw after show other week. I put on that comic, didn't I? Remember that live images of that comic?
Yeah,
on screen and shared it with you. So I like all that, watching that sort of shit. That was a bit boring, right? But when we're fucking moving a bit, you could see it were moving, but we're through a telescope. I don't know where it is at the moment. Whether it's
it's in the constellation of Ophiuchus, or there's some constellation of one of those. Ophiuchus. Jordan Maxwell used to go on about the star. Ophiuchus, yeah, it's in that constellation just at the moment. So, when you posted it, I went and tracked it down. And so Ophiuchus, that's where it is. Jordan Maxwell used to go on about Ophiuchus. Apparently, it's the 13th star sign, and that it's been forgotten about. And take that for what it's worth. But Jordan Maxwell used to go on about Ophiuchus.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, good.
Say what you like about. Yeah. Say what you like about Jordan Maxwell, but he did come out with some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying anything about Jordan Maxwell.
I know, yeah.
We are on the verge of a great age. Heaven on earth, says Tit and Bum Tabloid. Let's hope so. Let's look forward to that. What we're going to do? What's first thing you're going to do when you get into this new age? When I'm gonna. What are you gonna do? What's your first thing you're gonna do?
I'm gonna drink a beer.
Drink a beer. Sit like drink a beer. Have a joint. Yeah, there you go. Fucking hell. There you go, baby. That's what we're gonna do.
Tit and Bum is gonna go jogging.
Let's go dogging. Oh yes. Yes,
Dogging.
The New World Order have been defeated. The resistance has prevailed. Let's go dogging, my love. Let's get your legs out of the back with the front windows of my Triumph Herald. Oh dear. Oh fuck us! It doesn't sound like a constellation to me, says Stephen Owens.
Oh fuck us! Oh fuck yes! Oh, fuck you. Yeah, that's brilliant. Oh, gotta love this chat.
James Owens says he's going to teleport off this planet. Yeah. He's going to teleport off the fucking planet. But what makes you think that that's going to be like? You know, hey, you could be able to do that. No, it's not like as if we're going to go, hey, we've won now, right? What do we do? Oh, let's just teleport off. Oh yeah, they have a teleport machine all along. Fucking hell, yeah, then we're all off. They might have one, We might uncover it. You never know. Oh dear. Well, go on then. Have we got out else? We've got about 10 minutes to go. What we got? Let's do something for these people for the last 10 minutes. I'm just looking at my pieces of paper here.
So Uni is saying, don't mean to be rude, but I guarantee that nothing is going to happen. And we are just going to keep moving on with our lives while talking about what could happen.
Oh, shut up, fucking Uni. Fucking Uni's the new Dinny, isn't it? He's the new Dinny. Oh, you know what's going to happen. No, what's going to happen in your life because you're in your fucking bedroom all the time, fucking tossing it off and fucking plucking seeds from under your fucking knob and rubbing it on crackers. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. He's just the lad, I'm telling you, he's fucking, he needs to, like, you know.
We'll just call him the Oracle of Washington. And do you know what? When the fuck is he going to get up off his arse and put together a decent fucking report from America? Because I can only cover so fucking much, man.
I know. We do quite well as well, don't we, Jim? I mean, we're sat here for 2 hours. Right? I never fucking prepare anything. I've written some stuff down and I haven't fucking touched it. And I only wrote that down in the last fucking 20 minutes before we came on there. So I don't ever do any. I don't even watch news, man. And I'm fucking here on this news show, New Raconteurs News. Look, new in color.
I feel so lame, man. I woke up this morning and I sat down and I spent fucking 5 hours writing out my notes. And preparing it and fucking going through and highlighting comment, and it didn't even use. I only used about a tiny percentage of it, like, you know, only a tiny percentage of it I use. And the only thing that's happening on my fucking content management system is my tag cloud is getting enormous.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, I tell you what, you know what you can do, don't you? Anytime you want to, you can just do an hour where you just come on yourself and just, you know, set it up. Read what everything that you think that's relevant. You know what I mean? Because
I wish I had the time, Jay. I wish I had the time to do it all. Like, you know, I mean, if I'm going to be coming on twice a week with you, right? That's a significant investment in time just to troll what's going on around the fucking shithole and just see what's fucking relevant and see what might be of interest to the peeps listening. And so maybe down the fucking road, it might all fucking come together that I might be able to do an odd bit here and there.
I like this. Yeah. You know, the way that I am, right, is that we never get through fucking anything. You know what I mean? I was the one at school where people, you know, if you worked in a group, I would have one holding everybody back. And you know, because I'd be fucking going off on a tangent and doing something fucking different or talking about something different, and then everyone had finished and we'd not even fucking started. So that's what it is that when you do your stuff, it's fucking brilliant. I mean, the way you put that together, I would just, if you wanted to do something, you could, and that's it. That would just it would just, you know, let you know that you can if you want to.
Yeah, I know, Jay. But we have our work cut out for here twice a week, right?
Yeah,
twice a week. That's a good bit of work already, you know. So an extra one now, that's fucking stretching for me.
I tell you what, no, I'm not here next Friday. So if you want to do next Friday on your own, and then you can do your thingies anyway.
Okay.
As many as you want, because I'm not here Friday. I'll be away Friday next week.
All right. Well, we'll hold the fort next Friday. So yeah, we'll hold the fort next Friday. And,
excellent.
Yeah. Right. So one for the road, right? One for the road. I've got a bit of a clown world.
Do it.
Got a bit of a clown world. And so basically, solar panels suffer stunning failure as weather becomes too hot for them to handle, right? So, in a July 19 article headlined, "Weather Too Hot for Solar Panels," the Telegraph of London reported that temperatures of over 104 degrees Fahrenheit for the first time ever severely negatively impacted local solar panels' ability to store energy. As temperatures rise above 77 degrees Fahrenheit, solar panels become 0.35 percentage points less effective with each increasing degrees Celsius, the report said. The efficiency of solar panels is impacted by temperatures, with high temperatures above 25 degrees Celsius negatively impacting on performance. Tim Dixon, an analyst at Cornwall Insight, told the outlet it is likely that extreme temperatures have impacted total output levels. Climate change activists tell us that solar will save the planet from overheating. It turns out solar panels are less efficient in high temperatures. They are not the solution. They're inefficient, combust in the heat, slave labor made, and need full backup. So that was from Lorraine Allison. That was a tweet. So basically, right, this is what we've been saying all a fucking long, right? All this fucking green bullshit is what it is. Fucking bullshit. It will never, ever, ever power our civilization. And that goes through green, because it's all fucking, it's much more destructive than nuclear energy. And I worked with Sean McGee for fucking years, and he was staunch anti-nuclear activist. Like, I wonder what he'd think of me now, like promoting fucking nuclear fuels. But I have to say, when I look at like the polluting effects of solar and fucking wind, I have to say, I'm fucking all nuclear now. Fuck it, man. And he can come and kick the shit out of me when he has some fucking spare time, as long as he hasn't died from the Coof vaccine.
Yes. Well, I'm with you, mate. Look, it's all a fucking big con anyway. It's all a big con. You know it's a big fucking con. You can tell it's a big con because it's been pushed so much. It's like everything that's pushed so much is a con. It's a fucking con. It's to draw you in, uses some emotion, whether it's, you know, racism or it's homophobia, or it draws you in and then it fucking munches you up. It's just fucking ridiculous. It draws you in with emotion, and when you're there, it seals the deal. And then, you know, it tells you exactly what the rules are and what you can and can't do and say. And in fact, it doesn't even tell you. It gives you a brief outline, but like, you know, even that's blurred a bit, because in one case it can, in one sense, it can be fucking guilty in one case, but not in another. But it's the same offence. So they're just fucking nuts. It's just all fucking all nonsense. It's all pushed. All things that are pushed are crap. Let's just say that, eh?
Well, it's not that they're crap, because they're fulfilling an agenda in a way. The way I see it is that they're fulfilling an agenda, and that they're keeping the people divided over nonsense bullshit. So you've got the fucking left and the right paradigm. The left want the fucking green policy, the right want the fucking nuclear policy, and forever the two will be at odds. And that's the way they fucking want to keep it. Everybody fighting over fucking nonsense.
Aye, it is. But we're not going to fucking do that. We don't do that around here. We don't fight. We just sit and chat, don't we, Jimmy? And we'll do that. I'm going to pop the thing in. I'm going to stop behind for like an hour or something, or afterwards, not too long. So if anyone wants to jump on the afterwards bit, fucking Uni's promised to be clothed, I hope. It's promising to be clothed, I hope.
I hope so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, we don't mind. We don't give a shit, you know. Look, we don't give a shit, but just not in front of the ladies.
Denny will be sat there probably in front of bare-chested, covered in mud, because he's just been digging a huge horse grave. So he'll be there as well. With his usual wit and repartee of "fuck 'em, Jason, fuck 'em." That's it.
What's the point? What's the point?
You know your raconteurs news. You know your raconteurs news. But,
wait till I tell Denny about what. Wait till I tell Denny about what they're doing here in Ireland, and they're going to be giving farmers 5,000 for a cow. For euthanizing the cow, right? For this climate change bullshit, and the farmers over here are going fucking nuts. Sure, when the currency crashes, they say, sure, 5,000 will only buy you a cup of tea. What's the fucking point?
It's fucking mental, isn't it? We fucking live in the right fucking. We've got front row seats to fucking mental show. It's like a stage show in front of us, and you don't know what's going to happen next. It's so exciting. What's going to happen next? And then the big fucking something comes out and fucking spews up on you. That's what it's fucking like.
Yeah, but sure, as long as you can have a good laugh about it, Jay, and that's laugh being fuck because you just have to laugh at all this fucking bullshit because that's all it is. Just laugh at it.
Yeah. It's got to come to an end, and it will do, and we'll be around.
I hope it doesn't, man, because we'll have nothing to talk about.
Oh, we will. You'll be able to talk about. We'll be able to talk about what we've been doing that day. See, we'll have huge numbers because we'll be the reason. This will be the reason. This channel will be the reason. So I've got. Oh, by the way, I've got Raconteurs News T-shirts coming next week. I'm going to give some away. So and don't forget, I've still got the one for the death sweep. But please don't root for your pick. It's just unfortunate if it is yours pick, and you know the T-shirt will be tainted forever with sadness. You can start your doggy podcast, yeah, to Bum Tabloid. Right, I think we're done. We've got 2 hours, mate. Cheers. Do you want? What else you want to say before we go?
Just keep the spirits up, peeps. You know, these fuckers are going to try to take you down and keep you in the fucking negative. And I just love coming here every week with all the negative fucking stories. But like, just don't believe it. Because you have to see it as bullshit. It's all bullshit, and just laugh at the fucking shit and at how clownish this fucking world is. And that's all I want to fucking say, Jay. Fuck it.
Proper fucking proper. It is proper nuts. So just look, just get through it however you can. Try and have a smile on your face. I know it's difficult sometimes, but you got to do it. Okay. Thanks to everybody. We'll be back on Tuesday, and we'll be doing this again. And we'll see you, hopefully, with some news. Thanks to everybody who's in the chat room. You've been great. And thanks to everybody who's not been in the chat room, but has been listening along. I appreciate you all. Good night to everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye then.